So we finally got the most recent cut of the actress, which is pretty much done.
Yeah, very close.
And it looks good. It looks really good.
Why, thank you.
I mean, no, we all kind of worked on it, so, fuck.
You said it looks good.
Oh, it sounds even better than it looks. I've got to say.
That's not true. Yeah, that's actually a really funny statement, if I can just jump in here. Let's see. I wrote the actress, 2 years ago?
Oh, by the way, The Actress is a short film that is a Full Metal Workshop production.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very funny. And by the time this podcast is released, which will probably be like the third week in January, you should be able to watch it. So we shall see. I wrote it, I think 2 years ago. I just wanted to write something like light and funny and just really nice that we could do in a friend of mine's apartment. Sam Underwood and Valerie Curry had this amazing, they've moved since, but they had this amazing loft in Red Hook. And I was like, we got to do something here. Me and Allie had been cat sitting for the month. So I wrote it, we shot it. Our friend Dave did the sound because Brandon had to work. And when we looked at the footage later and cut it all together, the sound was so bad.
Needless to say, it was a very lofty goal.
Oh.
You're out of the group, John. You're out of the group. But I'm pretty sure. Did you even watch it? I feel like bad sound upsets Brandon so much that he would rather just avoid it.
Oh, the first one? Yeah, the first one was actually terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could hear like shit that we couldn't hear while we were filming. But
That's what mics tend to do.
yeah, it was. I don't know what was going on. Like what kind of like evil spirits were in that apartment. There was all sorts of shit coming through that mic, so it was a mess.
Allie's talking, all of a sudden you hear that, Red Rum. I mean, what the fuck is Wi-Fi? I died about 50 years ago.
Yeah, right. So we had to do ADR for the entire thing, and ADR is it's basically pickup sound. I think it's actually like additional. What does ADR stand for?
Always do recording.
Always do.
No, I think that's right. I think that's it.
Okay, so that's John's guess. Always do recording.
Atrociously drafty recording.
You can't have two. Two guesses. All right, mine is going to be additional dialogue recording. I think that's actually what it is.
Oh, come on! Now mine's just like like a throwaway.
Well, what was yours going to be?
Well, I didn't have one, but
well, you got to come up with one. You
throwaway.
got 5 seconds.
Accidental detrimental recession.
All right, so let's see who's right.
I'd like to change my guess or add on to it.
Okay, well, go on before I tell you what it is.
Again, some dumb shit recording.
It was closer than mine, at least. Additional dialogue recording, yes.
Excellent. I win.
We won't talk about the person that is doing the sound for that would be me.
Yep. Well, we did. One of the actors in the film has like a full-on sound studio. Aaron Phillips is he does voiceover for games and commercials and cartoons and all kinds of stuff. So we all recorded there. It took us half a year to edit that sound because he recorded it in Pro Tools.
Oh, that's right.
None of us have Pro Tools. We tried to get Pro Tools. John tried like a million different versions. I think you tried.
All legal.
Yeah, we stole so much Pro Tools
software
to try to get this to work, and it didn't work. And I think Aaron had to go to like South Korea to do a Disney tour.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like he had to go to South Korea
to steal some more
Pro Tools in South Korea.
He was like, "Does anybody over here have Pro Tools?" And they're like, "No." And that's kind of how it felt like, though, because we couldn't get anything to work. So when I went to Montauk last year, I was like, all right, I'm going to do this the hard way. And I cracked open the sound file, and I had to piece each individual sound to their mouths moving.
Oh my God, you had to do some post-production work.
That is admittedly beyond post-production work.
It's like Brandon's done it before for me, and he was so stressed out while doing it. He was like, we're never doing this again.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait to do this again.
No. So yeah, and so that's what I did, and lo and behold, it worked. And the sound is much, much better now. And we still have some levels to deal with, but that was the start to actually getting this thing ready. So after that, I guess, Brandon, you fixed up the rest of the Foley.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll do some more mixing still too, but the Foley was pretty like simple for this one. I mean, we did footsteps, forks, doors opening. I wish there was something like really weird so we could tell you about it before seeing it, and then like you'd wonder until you saw it what it was. Like if we were like marble drops, there's like
blaster noises.
There's some blasters,
lasers,
yeah. There's a slug that has to go from one end of the room to the other. It's crazy.
If you listen to it with headphones, at some point through your right headphone, you'll hear the Will Helsing scream.
Yeah, that's real. That's in there.
But yeah, so just doors, footsteps, and forks. So it was fairly easy, and then there's still some room tone issues to deal with, but John made some music that basically makes all that room noise non-issue.
That's
funny. You want to talk about that music, John?
Yeah, let's talk about your composition process a little bit.
So
it's really good.
So when I was recording this, I began a phase of my life that I'm still continuing, and it's called the obsessed with Steven Universe phase. And one of the reasons why I love that show outside of everything is the music. And I was really taken by a lot of the piano work in that show. And so I kind of just got like jazzy with it. So it sounds like a jazzy Steven Universe number. And that combined with a lot of very light percussion, so like snare and hi-hats, basically. That's all. And very, very simple, very bare bones, minimalist. Added a lot of warm reverb around it. And I think that's what Brandon was talking about, where it canceled out a lot of the echoes or the room stuff, because it just sounds naturally fitting to the score. There's also a part of the score that was actually just recently done that we added for the monologue piece in there that Ali did. Also, exceptional acting in this film. Like, the actors
shout
did
out
so
to
well.
Allison Blair, Logan Ford, and Aaron Phillips for turning out like a AAA performance.
Seriously,
or an A+, not AAA. No.
I could not stop laughing every time I watched this. It was just exceptional. I loved it.
What was your favorite part? What made you laugh the hardest?
Give it away.
I mean, it's not. I don't think people are going to listen to this before they watch the film.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you do, prepare for spoilers.
Oh yeah, spoilers.
Do we have a spoiler sound effect? Is it like burr, 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 burr?
Isn't it the sound
Can't
effect
just
for
use
anything?
that for everything.
But the second husband,
Aaron Phillips. Character's name is. They don't actually say
Kurt.
his name. Kurt. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought it was Gert at one point.
so
but
I'm just gonna call him what comes to mind whenever I see him. So when Joss Whedon is sitting down, and
Stop it. His name is Kurt.
I'm just kidding. Meg had
You're
to do
the only one laughing right now.
No, when Meg was watching the film, she had to do a double take. She was like, "Damn, Ben's got some connections." And I was like,
who do you think it was?
You thought it was Joss Whedon.
Oh.
the part where he when Lawrence was like, "I'll be back in 5 minutes," and then he just did that sharp head turn. That shit has me cracking up every time I watch this shit.
Yeah, Aaron did. That guy's such a pro. He hits those beats like really hard, and he has a lot of like Logan is. I think he offsets Logan so well because Logan is a master of subtlety and nuance.
Yeah,
and Aaron can just like turn it up and hit those beats and rhythms with like pinpoint accuracy, but also he just takes up the whole screen.
Yeah, I mean, all three of them, Logan, Aaron, and Ali, all did fantastic jobs.
Oh yeah, Ali can do everything. So
yeah, no argument here. The score was just a lot of fun to make. It was very simple, very bare bones. And during the monologue piece, I ended up making a separate orchestral part to it just to fit that tone, and that was a lot of fun to make too. That's I'm sure where the score will be a lot more influential in the direction of tone in the film. But overall, it was a lot of fun to work on. But all the films that we do are a lot of fun to work on. So
yeah, and one thing that John hasn't mentioned is that he's really good at, through most of the scores that he's done for our work, of accentuating certain parts, especially within comedy. And so, I'm pretty sure you know that you did this. Maybe you didn't. There will be like a slight conflict happening, and then you'll hear like a drum hit or a hi-hat, and then it's just so much funnier because that happened.
Yeah.
So it just kind of like cradles the work a little bit and accentuates it where it was really funny before, but it shows just how much music can affect a piece, especially a piece with shitty sound.
Yeah, it also had like a era of Birdman. Was that like at all in your head when you were?
I think when when I was originally making the score, I had just recently watched Birdman.
Yeah, it's got that kind of feel to it. It hits the right times and everything.
Yeah, Birdman is, I think, an all percussive score. I don't know if there's any melody to any of the Birdman music.
Yeah, I don't think
So either.
But yeah, so I mean, we're really, really excited, and hopefully, if you're listening, you've seen it, and hopefully you've enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making it, because it really was a joy. I mean, there were times where we were pulling our hair out, probably all at the same time, doing separate parts of this piece, but throughout the whole process, I think what's kept us going is knowing that this piece is actually really good, and everybody's brought something awesome to the table. So really grateful for that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
And so, yeah, 2018 first Full Metal Workshop project we're getting out to you is The Actress. You're welcome.
I have a question, like completely going to derail this whole thing, but
Oh, great.
MoviePass, do you know what that does for movie sales? Like good or bad or nothing? Or does anybody know?
It's probably really good.
Really?
Well, MoviePass's numbers are crazy right now. So many people have it.
Yeah.
Anybody who doesn't know what MoviePass is, just get it. Don't even think about it. Just get online and get it. It's $10 a month. You can see one movie with this card per day. So you see 2 movies, it's paid for itself that
You
month.
see, in New York, if you see one movie, it's paid
That's
for
true.
itself.
One movie in New York is like, actually, our tickets to Black Panther were like $21 a piece.
Yeah.
So,
That's crazy because I
Yeah.
paid you $22.50. So you like skimming off the top for this, or
or maybe it was $22.50. I don't know. Allie got them. It wasn't like, no.
I needed $5 though.
What
see?
happened was it's a convenience fee, Brandon.
Venmo is free, man.
So yeah, you use it once in New York, it's paid for itself. You use it twice, most reasonable places, it pays for itself. So and it's just you send them some information, they send you a little Visa MasterCard basically, and you just swipe it at the theater, or you can use it to buy tickets online, and boom. Yeah, and apparently because it's so inexpensive and so easy, and you can use it at pretty much any movie theater that accepts credit cards, it's really taking off. I ordered one actually about 4 or 5 days ago. So I should be getting it in the mail at any moment and going to see all kinds of movies.
I gotta do that too. I don't see how they possibly make money, but that's not for this conversation, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know either, actually. Like, we could speculate.
You think the world is just seems to be getting just more subscription based?
It's definitely getting more subscription based, but this is one in particular that like seems to have no possible model that could work. They're footing the bill somehow for the ticket costs that you're not paying. And I know that there are certain limitations, I think, but even so, it's like, I don't know if they have something worked out with, the major theaters or what. I do know that there's like a process, because BAM in Brooklyn did just get on it, but they weren't on it immediately. So it's not like there has to be some communication between them and the theater that they're supporting.
They can't reimburse it fully, I'm sure, or else, they would not be a successful company. But I have heard that movie theaters don't actually make that much money off of ticket sales. Mm-hmm. They make most of their money off of concessions.
That makes sense.
$8 popcorn.
Yeah, $8 popcorn, like $12 sodas.
That shit ain't even good.
I mean, I'll always be a sucker for a big ass bucket of popcorn at a flick. But,
the only thing I get from that shit is like Dippin Dots. I'm like, oh shit, they got them Dippin Dots. I was like, yeah, you want some popcorn? Nah.
Who eats Dippin Dots?
I eat Dots.
I believe you say it that way every time.
Dots.
Ooh, a Dippin Dots.
It's very.
I don't think I've ever had Dippin Dots.
That shit is great. What the hell are you doing not having Dippin Dots?
I don't
Next
know.
time
Having popcorn and soda like
no. Like I
Red
said,
blood
next
American
next time you go in using your MoviePass, you go to the concession stands, you can be like, "Hey, yo, Ben, you want some pop?" You'd be like, "Nah, I want some dots."
Who says pop?
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things happening right now.
You're saying a lot of weird shit, John. Are you okay?
You stroking?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm stroking for some dots. I really could go for some Dippin' Dots right now.
Yeah, that was an easy one. I pretty much handed that to you.
Yeah.
Why don't you hand me some Dippin' Dots?
Color Correspondence was produced by Jonah Q with music also by Jonah Q. This is a Full Metal Workshop podcast. If you like it, please subscribe. For more info on Full Metal, you can visit fullmetalworkshop.com, find us on Facebook or on Instagram at Full Metal Workshop.